The night was quiet over a U.S. Army base in the Middle East, but everyone knew silence could be broken in seconds. Deep inside the control room of a Patriot missile battery, Specialist Ryan Carter sat with his headset on, eyes locked on the radar screen. The air was thick with tension. Intelligence reports had warned of a possible incoming threat. Outside, massive launchers stood ready, each armed with sleek white missiles pointed toward the dark sky. These were Patriots, America's shield against deadly airborne threats like enemy missiles, drones, and aircraft. To some, they were just machines. But to soldiers like Carter, they were the difference between life and death. "Radar is sweeping," said Sergeant Elena Brooks, the tactical control officer in charge. Her voice was calm, but everyone could feel the pressure behind it. The Patriots' powerful radar rotated silently, scanning miles of sky. It wasn't just looking, it was hunting. Suddenly, a sharp beep broke the tension. "Possible incoming object, bearing east, high speed," Carter reported, his heart thumping. A red icon flashed on the radar, moving fast. This was no bird or friendly aircraft. It was coming straight for them, and likely aimed at their base or nearby U.S. forces. "Track confirmed," Sergeant Brooks said. "Initiate threat classification." The system began analyzing the object's speed, altitude, and trajectory. Within seconds, it flagged it, tactical ballistic missile. Estimated impact time, less than 2 minutes. There was no room for panic. Brooks gave the command, "Prepare to engage with Patriot." Outside, the launchers adjusted their angles with mechanical precision. Every soldier in the room knew what came next. Once authorized, the Patriot missile would blast into the sky at nearly Mach 5, racing to intercept the threat before it could kill hundreds of people. Carter swallowed hard. The enemy missile was closing in. The countdown had unofficially begun. And the U.S. Army's Patriot system was about to prove why it was called a guardian in the sky. The room seemed to pulse with tension as the enemy missile streaked closer. Every second mattered. Specialist Carter relayed updated telemetry. Missile now 90 kilometers out and descending. Estimated impact, 75 seconds. Sergeant Brooks stood firm. Requesting authorization to fire. A crackled response came through the comms, "Engagement authorized. Patriot, fire on command." Brooks didn't hesitate. "Launch sequence start." Outside, one of the Patriot launchers locked on target. In its onboard guidance system, the data streamed instantly, enemy trajectory, altitude, and interception point plotted with ruthless accuracy. The fire solution was ready. "Incoming is accelerating, Mach 3 and climbing," Carter warned, sweat forming at his temple. Brooks gave the final word, "Launch missile." With a thunderous roar, a Patriot missile blasted from the launcher, leaving a trail of fire as it tore into the night sky. The control room lights reflected in Carter's eyes as the tracking display now showed 2 blips, one red, one blue, hunter and hunted. The Patriot missile accelerated rapidly, screaming toward the upper atmosphere. Using radar command guidance, it adjusted its path with lightning-fast corrections. In the next phase, its onboard seeker took over, zeroing in on the incoming warhead with pinpoint precision. Carter reported again. "Patriot closing in. Distance to target, 5 kilometers, 3, 1. A bright flash lit the sky. The room held its breath. Interception confirmed. Carter shouted as cheers broke out. The enemy missile had been destroyed mid-air, its deadly payload turned into harmless debris raining down far from the base. But the celebration was short-lived. Another alert sounded. "Multiple new contacts, east and southeast," Carter said, eyes widening. "Looks like a coordinated strike." Brooks' voice was steady. "Stay sharp. Reload sequence prepare. We're not done yet." The base knew now, the first missile was just the opening move. The real battle was about to begin. Outside, the dust from the first interception was still settling when the radar lit up again like a battlefield map. Specialist Carter's pulse quickened. 3 targets confirmed. 1 ballistic, 1 cruise missile, and 1 fast-moving drone swarm. This was a lead attack, designed to overwhelm defenses. Sergeant Brooks moved with focused urgency. Assign ballistic missile to launcher 1. Cruise missile to launcher 2. Drone swarm, prepare proximity engagement. Another soldier, Private Lewis, handled coordination with the launcher crews outside. Reload in progress. Hoping the second tube fires clean. Brooks nodded. "It will. Patriot isn't built to miss twice." The control system updated trajectories. The ballistic missile was coming in high and fast. The cruise missile hugged low altitude, weaving through terrain at near sonic speed. The drones? They were like a cloud of metal hornets rushing toward anything they could destroy. Carter announced, ballistic target, 60 seconds to impact. Cruise, 90 seconds. Drone swarm, 120 seconds. Launch on ballistic, now. Brooks ordered. Launcher 1 roared again, sending a Patriot screaming upward. Carter tracked anxiously as the missile tore through the sky. A flash. Interception successful. Cruise missile next. Fire. Launcher 2 engaged, the missile curving low to chase its target like a guided spear. A second explosion rattled the airwaves. Cruise missile neutralized. But the radar still showed the rapidly incoming swarm. Drone cluster closing. 30 seconds. Brooks called over the comms to the nearby Shorad team, short-range air defense specialists supporting Patriot systems. Iron Dome and Avenger batteries, mop up the swarm. Patriot will assist if needed. Explosions erupted in the distance as anti-air guns and interceptors filled the sky with fire. Carter watched the radar anxiously until the final contact faded away. Swarm eliminated, he confirmed, exhaling. The room was quiet for a moment. They had stopped a full-scale coordinated strike. But Brooks knew better than to relax. She glanced at her team. Stay ready. The enemy now knows we're awake. And the Patriot system stood silently, waiting for the next challenge. The sky was finally quiet again, but everyone in the control room knew the adrenaline wouldn't fade anytime soon. The base commander's voice came in over the radio. Patriot team, outstanding work. You prevented a disaster tonight. Begin system diagnostics and prepare for possible follow-up strikes. Sergeant Brooks responded professionally, though a hint of pride resonated in her tone. Copy that. Running full system check. Outside, maintenance crews moved quickly, reloading spent missile canisters and inspecting the launch tubes. The massive radar dish continued its steady rotation, always watching, always guarding. Specialist Carter removed his headset for a brief moment, running a hand through his hair. His heart was still racing. He glanced at Brooks. If we hadn't reacted as fast as we did. She looked at him steadily. We did react fast. Because that's what the Patriot system is built for, speed, precision, and protection. And it only works because of people like you behind the screen. Carter nodded, absorbing her words. He had trained for this moment for months, learning how the Patriot system detects, tracks, and intercepts threats, from ballistic missiles traveling at insane speeds to sneaky low-flying cruise missiles. Now, it wasn't just training. It was real. And they had saved lives. Outside, a replacement missile locked into place with a metallic click. The crew stepped back, and the launcher angled upward again, ready to fire at a moment's notice. Carter put his headset back on. The radar screen glowed softly in front of him. Brooks spoke calmly to the team. The enemy tried to break through and failed. Tonight, the Patriot system proved exactly what it was designed for, to be the shield in the sky. Carter stared at the radar, now more confident than ever. If they come again, he said quietly, we'll be ready. In the still night air, the Patriot launchers stood silent but powerful, guardians waiting in the darkness, prepared to fight again at lightning speed to keep America's forces safe, no matter what flew their way. And somewhere out there, the enemy now feared the sky.